One thing I really wish I would have known about anxiety sooner is that it isn't just happening in your mind. It's happening in your chest, in your breathing, in your stomach, and in your whole nervous system. And when anxiety is living in the body, trying to think your way out of it or pushing yourself to calm down can make you feel even more stuck because you might logically know that you're okay. You may know there's no emergency happening right now, but your heart's still racing, your chest still feels tight, and your thoughts are still moving a mile a minute. Your body's still responding as though something is really wrong. And when that happens, it can be easy to start judging yourself, thinking, why can't I just calm down? Why am I reacting like this? What's wrong with me? But there's nothing wrong with you. Your body's trying to protect you. It's just learned to respond to certain thoughts, feelings, memories, or situations as though they might be dangerous. And maybe that means you don't have to push through or power through the anxiety. You could choose to slow down. Maybe connect with your body, breathe, feel what's actually happening, and begin giving your nervous system a different experience. EFT tapping has really helped me with that. It's a simple body-based practice that can interrupt the stress response and allow your body to begin feeling a little calmer and safer. And in this video, I'll show you why anxiety can feel so physical and why trying to think or push your way out of it doesn't work, how EFT tapping helps calm the body's stress response, and exactly how to use the basic tapping points. Then I'll guide you through a short practice you can do with me right now. So think about a smoke alarm for a minute. The smoke alarm has one job, to warn you when there may be danger. And that's a really important job. You want it to alert you if there's a fire in your home. But a smoke alarm can't always tell the difference between a house being on fire and a piece of toast that got too crispy. It might go off because there's steam coming from the shower or something smoking in the oven when there really is no emergency. The alarm isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. It senses something that could be dangerous and it responds quickly and loudly to protect you. Your nervous system can work in a very similar way. Its job is to constantly scan for anything that might be a threat. And when it detects one, your body responds before you even have time to sit down and logically think it through. Your heart might start beating faster. Your breathing might be shallow. Your muscles tighten. You might feel shaky or nauseated or restless or like you just need to get away. And sometimes the threat's happening right now, but other times your nervous system is responding to something that reminds you of danger, a thought, a memory, a body sensation, an uncertain situation, or the possibility that something might go wrong. So your mind might be saying, I know I'm okay, but your body's still sounding the alarm. And telling yourself to calm down doesn't work. Just like standing under a smoke detector and yelling, there's no fire, doesn't make it stop. In fact, when you become frustrated with yourself and start judging the anxiety, we might accidentally be sending the body even more signals that something's wrong. But what if instead of fighting the alarm, we could gently help the nervous system recognize what's happening? What if we could acknowledge the fear or the anxiety that's already there while giving the body a new experience of calm and safety? That's really the heart of EFT tapping. We're not trying to rip the alarm out or pretend that we didn't hear it. We're helping the body begin to recognize that this feeling might be uncomfortable, but in this moment, it might not actually be an emergency. So how do we help the body begin to receive a different message? And that's where EFT tapping comes in. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and it brings together a few different things at the same time. First, we gently bring our attention to what's bothering us, and that might be a thought or a memory, fear, a situation, or simply the anxiety that's showing up in the body right now. Then, while we stay connected to what we're feeling, we tap on specific acupressure points on the face and the upper body, and we use words to acknowledge what's actually true for us in that moment. So EFT is not just tapping and it's not just talking. It's the combination of bringing the stressor to our awareness while also giving the body a calming physical experience. There are really two important pieces here, the exposure and the tapping. Exposure means that we're gently acknowledging the thing that has activated us. We're not pretending it isn't there. We're not covering it up with positive thinking, and we're not trying to convince ourselves that we feel wonderful when we actually feel anxious. We're saying, this is what's here right now. So maybe that's a tightness in your chest. Maybe it's a sinking feeling in your stomach, or your throat feels constricted, your hands might be shaky, or your whole body might feel restless. And when we acknowledge that experience, we're tapping on the acupressure points. So the body is receiving two kinds of information at the same time. Part of you is saying, this feels threatening. And through this steady tapping and breath, another part of our system begins to receive the message, I'm here, I'm supported, and I might be safe enough to feel this. And that's very different from forcing yourself to calm down. Instead of fighting the anxiety, we're staying connected to ourselves while we experience it. And that really matters because our subconscious mind is always trying to protect us. Sometimes it protects us through worry, sometimes through overthinking, procrastination, avoidance, people pleasing, or habits that help us escape what we're not ready to feel. These patterns are ways that our nervous system has learned to keep us safe. But when we can gently bring the feeling into awareness while the body is having a calmer experience, the brain and nervous system begin updating that old response. The thought, memory, or situation might still exist, but the emotional charge connected to it can change. And this is why using our own words and sensations matter so much in EFT. In a one-on-one session, I would listen very carefully to the words you use. And I'd notice where you feel the anxiety, what makes it stronger, and how you describe what your body is going through. Because the most effective tapping isn't necessarily the most perfect script. It's the most honest one. We want to work with what's actually happening inside of you, not what you think you should be feeling. And what makes it even more interesting is that researchers have found that EFT creates measurable changes in the body's stress response, not just the feeling that we're calmer. I don't know, when you first see tapping, it can look a little unusual. We're talking about how we feel while tapping on your face and your body. It can seem almost too simple to create a real physical change. But clinical EFT has been studied in randomized controlled trials, systematic reviews, and meta-analysis. And the researchers looked at what's actually happening in the body. One of the most well-known studies was conducted by my mentor, Dawson and his colleagues. They divided 83 adults into 3 groups. One group received an hour of EFT, and another group received an hour of supportive talk therapy, and the third group just rested without receiving any treatment. They measured everyone's cortisol before and after. Cortisol is one of the main hormones released when your body is under stress. After 1 hour, the cortisol had dropped significantly in the EFT group, but very little in the other groups. The people who received EFT also experienced significant improvements in anxiety and other symptoms of emotional distress. And then, several years later, Peta Stapleton and her research team repeated the cortisol study. In Dr. Stapleton's study, the EFT group experienced an even larger reduction in cortisol of about 43% after just an hour of tapping. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone will experience the same result. And it doesn't mean that one short round of tapping will make every anxious feeling disappear. But it does show that EFT can create a measurable change in the body's stress response. It's not someone just believing they should feel calmer. Something physical is happening. And some of the most powerful EFT research has involved military veterans living with PTSD. Now, anxiety and PTSD aren't the same thing, but both involve the nervous system that has learned to stay on alert for danger, even when the immediate danger has passed. In one randomized study, 59 veterans were divided between EFT and their usual care. The veterans in the EFT group received 6 one-hour sessions. After those sessions, 90% of the EFT group no longer met the criteria for PTSD, compared with only 4% of the group receiving their usual care or waiting for treatment. That doesn't mean their memories disappeared, and it doesn't mean that we should reduce something as serious as trauma to a few taps. But what it does suggest is that the emotional and physical response connected to a painful experience can change. The nervous system can learn something new. So when you feel anxiety in your chest, your stomach, your breathing, or throughout your whole body, you're not imagining it. This is a real stress response. And tapping gives us a way to work with that response through the body, not just try to reason with it from the mind. We're also not just tapping on random places. The location of the tapping actually matters. The points used in EFT are actual points that are used in acupressure. In acupressure, these points are stimulated with little tiny needles. And with EFT, we just gently stimulate them with our fingertips. And researchers have actually looked at whether the location of the tapping matters. And the research suggests that stimulation itself actually contributes to the results. So it's not only the words we're saying, it's not only the fact that we're paying attention to our feelings, the location that we're tapping matters too. Now, that being said, I don't want you to worry about doing it perfectly. You don't need to find a tiny exact spot or count every tap. I'll show you the general location of each point. And as long as you're tapping close to that area, you're doing just fine. You can tap with 2 or 3 fingers using either hand. You can also tap on one side of the body or both sides of the body, whatever feels natural to you. The tapping should feel gentle but firm enough that you can feel the contact. We usually begin here on the side of the hand, and we repeat our opening statement 3 times. Then we move through the rest of the points. The first point is the top of the head. Next is the eyebrow point, where the hairs on the eyebrows start. Then the side of the eye, on the bone to the side of the eye. And under the eye, on the bone directly beneath the pupil. Under the nose, between the bottom of the nose and the upper lip. Under the lip, or sometimes called the chin point, then the crease beneath the lower lip. The collarbone point is just beneath the collarbone and slightly out from the center of the chest. And finally, the underarm point, several inches beneath the armpit, around the area where a bra would rest. You can tap each point about 5 to 7 times, but you really don't need to count. Just simply tap for the length of the phrase and then just keep moving. And if you forget a point or tap them in a different order or lose your place, you haven't ruined anything. The location matters, but perfection does not. What matters even more as we begin tapping is that you stay connected to what's actually happening inside your body. Because 2 people can both say, I feel anxious, and have 2 very different experiences on the inside. So before we begin tapping, I just want you to take a minute and notice how the anxiety is showing up for you. Because anxiety can feel very different from one person to another. For one person, it might feel like a tight band around the chest. For someone else, it might feel like a fluttery feeling in the stomach, pressure in the throat, tension in the shoulders, shaky hands, or a restless feeling throughout the whole body. You might notice your breathing feels shallow. Or you might feel hot, cold, heavy, numb, or like you just can't settle. And sometimes you might not know exactly how you feel. And that's okay too. You don't have to have the perfect words. You might just notice something feels uncomfortable, or there's a lot happening in my body right now. And that's enough to begin. So for this short practice, bring to your mind one situation that's causing you some anxiety right now. It could be something that you need to do, a conversation that you're worried about, something uncertain in your life, or you can just work with the feeling of anxiety that is already present in your body without having to attach it to any particular situation. I would encourage you to pick something that feels mild to moderate today, not a very painful or overwhelming experience that you've been through. You don't need to push yourself into anything that feels too big. We're just creating a small moment of connection with your body. And if at any point it feels like too much, you can just stop tapping and look around the room, notice your feet on the floor, and come back to your breath. You're always in charge of this process. Okay, now if it feels comfortable, just close your eyes or just soften your gaze and take a slow breath in. And let the exhale be a little longer. And bring that situation to your awareness and just notice what happens in your body. Where do you feel it the most? Is it in your chest, stomach, your throat, your shoulders, maybe behind your eyes, across your forehead? And what does it feel like? Can you describe it? Is it tight, heavy, fluttery? Does it feel like pressure or movement, heat, or a knot? You might even notice if it has a size or a shape or a color. There's no right answer. We're just becoming curious about what your body is already communicating. And without trying to change it yet, just notice how strong that anxiety feels on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 would mean you don't feel it at all, and 10 would mean you feel it as strong as it could possibly be. Just notice that first number that comes to your mind and don't analyze it. Remember that number, because after we tap, we're going to check in again and notice whether anything has shifted. The number might go down. The sensation might soften or move or change. You may just take a deeper breath. Another emotion might even come forward, or you might just feel a little more connected to yourself. We're not demanding that your body give us a particular result. We're just listening. And as we tap, you can repeat my words out loud, quietly to yourself, or change them just so they describe what you're actually feeling. Your words don't need to sound polished. They just need to be true for you. So let's begin by tapping on the side of the hand. Repeat after me and just change the words if you need to so they're true for you. Even though I feel this anxiety in my body, I honor and accept how I feel. And I'm open to giving myself a little more safety right now. Even though a part of me is sounding the alarm, I have compassion for this part of me. And I'm asking my body to help me process what it's ready to process. Even though I feel anxious, I accept myself and how I feel. And I'm open to being gentle with myself as I tap and breathe. And now just take a slow breath in and allow yourself to exhale. We're going to begin tapping through the points, the top of the head, this anxiety in my body. When I think about this situation, I notice what's happening inside me. Maybe I feel it in my chest, my stomach, or my throat. Maybe it feels tight, heavy, restless, or shaky. Just say how you feel. My body is sounding the alarm. Something about this doesn't feel safe to me. And my body's just trying to protect me. I'm noticing where I feel it most. I'm noticing what makes it feel stronger. I'm noticing what happens to my breathing. Maybe part of me wants to get away from this feeling or figure it out as quickly as I can. But right now, I don't have to fix anything. I'm just going to notice what's here and stay connected to myself while I feel it. Just take another slow breath in. And just notice as you exhale the sensation again. Has it changed at all? Has it moved? There's no right answer. We're just observing. And as we continue, we're not forcing the anxiety to leave. We're just making a little more space around it. Back up to the top of the head. This anxiety I've been carrying. My body has been trying to protect me. And maybe it's been working really hard. Holding this tension. Watching for what might go wrong. Trying to keep me safe. I honor this protective part of me because it's been doing the best it knows how to do. Maybe I don't have to fight this. Maybe I can let it just be here for a minute without judging it, without telling myself I should be over it. Maybe I could just go easy on myself. Maybe I could be gentle with this part of me. Maybe I could allow a little space around this feeling and let my body soften as much as it's ready to do. And take a slow, deep breath in and let your exhale be a little longer. And we're going to go back up to the top of the head. I'm noticing this feeling again. Has it changed at all? Is it bigger or smaller or in a different place? Whatever I notice is okay. I don't have to make anything happen. Maybe I can release a little of this tension. Just what my body is ready to let go of. Slowly, gently, in my own time. Releasing a little of this pressure. Letting my shoulders soften. Allowing my jaw to relax. Making room for a fuller breath. And I'm still here with myself. And I'm listening to what my body needs. And I'm asking my body to process and release what it's ready to release. While I hold this part of me with compassion. And take another slow breath in and breathe out, lengthening your exhale. And let your hands just rest for a moment. Just notice what's happening inside of you right now. You might feel a little lighter. You might feel more emotion. The sensation might have moved or changed, or it might still feel the same. Whatever you notice, just see if you can meet it without judgment. Your body doesn't have to change on command. We're just letting it know that it no longer has to carry this alone. Okay, begin tapping again at the top of the head. We'll just finish through. As we move through the next round, you don't need to pretend that all the anxiety is gone. Part of you might still feel it, and another part of you might be beginning to notice that you're here in this moment, breathing and supported. Part of me might still feel this anxiety. And maybe I can feel a little more supported right now. I can feel the surface beneath me. I can notice the air moving in and out of my body. I feel my feet connected to the floor. I'm here in this room. And I'm present with myself. And in this moment, I might be safer than my body believed. Maybe my body can begin to receive that. I don't have to force myself to feel. Maybe I can just allow a little more ease. A little more space in my chest. A little more softness in my breath. A little more support inside my body. And I'm open to feeling safe and grounded. Even if it happens slowly, gently, one breath at a time. And take a slow, deep breath in. And allow the exhale to be long and easy. and back up to the top of the head. What if my body doesn't have to stay on high alert? What if it can begin to relax? What if I can trust myself to handle this moment? I don't have to solve everything right now. I only need to be here for this breath. And then the next one. And I'm open to responding from a calmer, more grounded place. And I'm open to feeling connected to myself again. Maybe there's a little more peace available to me. Maybe there's a little more space around this feeling. Maybe my body can be surprised by how easily it begins to settle. I can move through this slowly. And I can be gentle with myself. I can listen to what I need. And I can carry this feeling of support with me. One breath, one moment, one gentle step at a time. And just take a slow breath in and let it out. And just let your hands rest over your heart, your chest, or somewhere that feels comforting. And notice the support beneath your body. And just notice the room around you. Without searching for a change, just check in. What do you notice now? Return to the number that you chose at the beginning. Has it changed at all? Maybe the number's lower. Maybe the sensation moved or softened or changed shape. Maybe your breathing feels a little easier. Or maybe the anxiety is still present, but you feel more connected to yourself while it's here. Whatever you notice is okay. You've just taken a moment to listen to your body instead of fighting it. And that by itself is a new experience of safety. And if your body feels like it needs a little more time with this, that is completely okay. Sometimes a short round gives us a noticeable shift. And sometimes the nervous system needs a little more space and a little more time to feel safe and supported. So I created a longer guided EFT tapping practice specifically for anxiety. It'll give you more time to connect with what you're feeling and move gently through the tapping points and help your body settle at its own pace. You can download that practice for free by using the link in the description below this video. And you can come back to it anytime your body is sounding that alarm and you need some support finding your way back to yourself.